question. So, like, for me, if it's the whole thing about morals, the whole idea about being vegan, and you replacing it with, like, things that taste like meat, what's the difference, really?
The murder.
You didn't kill it, so but it's still,
What?
We back on that, huh?
Yeah. That's the. I mean, I live my life around that, so it's really. I mean, you've seen the shit that I post, like.
I don't like some of it. I feel like it's fear mongering sometimes.
A lot of people don't.
It's like Fox News on Tiffany's.
Oh.
It's like Fox Tiffany.
I am so anti Fox News.
I know you are.
So no. So listen, I was real kind and gentle for 3 years, and I didn't have anybody coming to me like, oh my god, that looks so amazing, help me, like, but like I've only been aggressive or more assertive the past 2 months, and
You call it assertive?
Yeah. I've had dozens of people email me, message me saying, oh my god, I never knew this shit, help me make a change. So like to me it's like people are gonna get offended because they don't like what they see because they have to admit that they are paying for that. Yeah, I'm aggressive, I can be, but I can also be real kind. It just depends.
For me...
Yeah, because you disagree with it. My vegan friends are like, fuck yeah, I agree with everything you're saying.
So you don't eat at restaurants like Carl's Jr. type shit?
Yeah, they got a vegan burger.
Okay, not them. You don't eat at
I can eat anywhere you eat. I just
Dairy
have to
Queen.
pick different. They got a soy milk deli bar now.
So you don't fuck with the little Mexican food carts and shit and all that stuff like
you
that?
can make Mexican food vegan. It's pretty easy.
You killing me. I'm trying to get
Listen, like
It's not that hard.
no, it's just a choice. It's people like to make it hard, but it's really not. Like we could go out to eat anywhere you wanted to go right now, and I could eat and be perfectly good with what I get.
That's what's up.
So
do you eat like sugar and stuff, like candy yourself?
No, not really.
Because
But
that is
can you though?
No, technically she shouldn't be drinking that. Because that got sugar in it.
That's not vegan.
Since when is vegan no sugar?
So I've always been told.
Vegan isn't necessarily healthy.
No. Wait, what I'm saying is I've always been told that that sugar is first of all not white. It comes out like a tannish color. It's sugar cane.
Yeah.
And so it's bleached, but what it's bleached with is like usually pig fat and animal.
Sure, there are lots of fucked up things that happen.
So for me, it's like you eating pigs, girl.
This is pigs.
This shit crazy, bro. I ain't never
You eat
none of this
pigs.
shit, bro.
No, listen.
You didn't wait. Tell me, you didn't know that.
Nah,
So I'm not saying.
About, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
I'm like, damn, this shit real.
So I'm not saying that all sugar is bleached with animals, but from prior knowledge, I've found out that sugar is bleached. Yeah, if you get real sugar from a sugar cane, if you go in like the organic section, it'll be like sugar cane, and it comes in like this green bag, and it's like a tan color. It should almost look like rock, nigga.
Yeah. No, there's truth to that. Like, and the thing about veganism, I think that people might misunderstand is that it's like all or nothing, but it can be for sure. Like I try to be as close to, like I try to create the least amount of harm that I can. That
Absolutely.
is the whole. Like even if people stopped eating meat altogether, there's still small animals and rodents that are gonna die when growing our produce. So like.
Do you like have since you have this vegan diet, it's a diet that you're on, right?
It's
basically.
lifestyle.
It's
It's products,
it's your lifestyle.
skincare,
Right.
makeup.
So do you ever like have a cheat day? Like,
Fuck
you know?
no, I don't. No, man.
Well, you know, like people who work out and stuff, we have
I don't
like
wanna
cheat
eat
days.
it.
So your cheat days are when you eat your Boca burgers.
I brought cookies. That's my cheat.
That's
They're-
what I'm saying,
What
like,
I'm
you
saying
have something
is
that you cheat.
when you eat.
veganism isn't necessarily healthy.
No, what I'm saying is cheating when you eat something that kind of tastes like meat. That shit cheating.
Yeah,
If it tastes like meat? No, because it's vegan.
because we went to where did we go? We went somewhere. It was like a bar or something, and you got a burger.
Oh, the Big House.
We went to Big
Yeah,
Al.
they have
got a
a
vegan
vegan
burger?
hamburger.
It was like
Is
a.
it
I
Nice
can try
something.
that. Seriously.
It was
I
like
don't want to.
she was like.
Why? It tastes exactly the same.
It said it tastes like
I'll
just like
take a
meat.
piece of somebody else. I'll get a piece of somebody else's.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
chemicals.
You cannot come at me unless you try it.
I get a piece of
No.
somebody else. I don't know what the fuck y'all do off, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta
I
try
get a
it.
piece of somebody
This
else.
feels like an ego thing. It feels like you think that maybe
No,
eating
I
meat
just don't want
makes
to.
you more manly
No,
or like.
no. Your guy's too. He's way bigger than me, so not
Yeah,
at all. Not at all.
Like,
Not
what
at all.
is that? What is that about?
I just don't want to be eating just this. I mean, yeah, that vegan.
I can say
I
not
want
eating
some
meat
substance.
makes me
What
feel
if it-
better.
Yeah. What if? I mean,
It
what
does.
if you felt better? What if you lived longer? Like all these things.
I mean, that's pretty long. I ain't late, so I think I'm doing pretty good. I think. I mean, you thought I
that's-
was 5 years younger or some shit, so
Sure.
I mean, I'm
Sure,
doing pretty good. So, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
but imagine how much better it could be. I mean,
I'm pretty good.
even if you try
Pretty good
it.
under here.
No, listen. Even if you try it for a couple weeks.
I just don't want to.
So I think the thing for you might be just that you don't maybe see the connection, or you don't,
I don't
connect with animals as much as maybe I
I
do.
don't.
Yeah, so that's the difference. So you don't have a motivation to do it.
I don't. Exactly right. That's
So-
why I have never had a reason to. Like,
Say we stop killing the animals.
Yeah.
The fuck we gonna do with all of them?
Are you fucking serious?
I'm dead ass.
That's a good question. What are we gonna do?
What the fuck are we gonna do with all these goddamn animals?
That's a
You
good
watched the
question.
story where I talked about this just yesterday. That's
No,
the
I didn't.
stupidest
I
fucking thing.
didn't watch it.
Listen, it's not like all of a sudden people stop eating meat and then there's all these animals.
No,
We
no.
breed them into existence for us to eat. If we stopped doing that, they wouldn't be there
But,
to begin with.
all right, time out. Let me
What do you
pull
mean
something real
we
quick.
breed them?
So time out.
We breed-
You know how many jobs you'll be taking away from the American
I'm not
people?
taking any jobs away. This industry will
Make America great, Tiffany.
It's already. Oh shit.
no.
Oh.
This industry will be
I ain't
replaced by
fucking
something
that.
else.
Oh.
I don't know what.
Oh wait a minute.
I'm on the phone.
Are we gonna talk
Wait
about
a
fucking
minute.
Donald Trump?
Wait
We
a
can spend
minute.
another 2 hours talking about it.
Say what?
Man, say what? Wait a minute.
No, but it's really important for me to make this point because, like, for real, just because that's there doesn't mean that those jobs couldn't be there in some other way. If we create an industry, a plant-based industry, those same workers could be still have a job.
That's what I was asking her. Like, so
It's
there
not
is
an
no.
overnight-
there's no-
I just
there's
don't
no
think that's gonna ever happen though.
company.
I don't think that. It's like right now we could literally, if we wanted to, we would never have to use gasoline ever again. We could literally power everything in the whole entire
Yeah.
world with energy.
So
with
why the-
this,
Fiddlesticks we in.
because of the whole, because the like big boys aren't gonna fucking be like, I'm giving away everything.
Companies and shit. Yeah.
Bro,
that
come
makes
on,
sense.
bro, they-
Yeah, I wouldn't either shit. Fuck that.
They
Keep the petroleum coming and shit.
They would kill everybody that ever tried to even, you know what I mean? Like that would never even happen. And so for me, meat is one of those companies.
Well,
So
that's what they said about women voting and slavery.
about what?
That it's always gonna be like that. So to me, that's such a bullshit thing to say it's always gonna be this way just because it's been like this in our lifetime.
I mean, slavery didn't end because it was like, oh, they feel bad. They did it for political gain. I mean, like,
Sure. No,
so
I'm
it wasn't like, it wasn't like, oh, I feel bad.
I'm not disagreeing with
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
but to say that, like, I'm not comparing the two.
Okay.
I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that's an example of, like, we say that this is always going to be around because we've always done it is a really stupid thing in my opinion, because we're always evolving and changing.
No, I honestly don't disagree with the whole vegan lifestyle. I don't necessarily agree with like, because for me, watching that movie, that motherfucker always goes off.
That's when I'm waking up from my nap at work.
Oh, that's man.
My lunch nap.
So watching that movie, like the game, was it Game Changer or something like that?
Game changers.
For me, they never once showed a pig getting killed or
Yeah.
fucked off or.
That's because this one was only about diet. There are
No, but what I'm
tons of
but
movies about that.
what I'm saying is just watching that movie and not seeing that shit made me like, damn, I think I could do this, because for me, cutting out pork and cutting out red meat was like actually really hard. Like there's like
Yeah.
it was kind of weird because after I stopped eating pork, it was like a couple weeks after, I couldn't smell nothing but pepperoni pizza everywhere I went, bro.
Sure.
It was crazy.
It's not like I don't like pepperoni pizza.
I'm not saying you do. I love it too, but I
That's
haven't had it. I haven't had it since not last April, but the April before that.
I had it last
So like
night.
a year and a half.
I just had I had
So-
pepperoni on the other pizza.
It's not like
the other day,
vegans
too.
stop liking
No.
dairy. It's like we just see that it causes harm and we don't want to participate in
No,
that.
I understand
And it
that.
doesn't make sense.
All right, so what I was talking about as far as the animals, like all these animals that are in these farms that are like all over the world
Yeah.
that are meant just for meat and shit like
Right.
that.
They're bred into the world. just
Right. So
for
like,
people.
what are we gonna do? We're gonna release them? Like, what
No,
the fuck? We gonna, what
No,
would
no.
happen with them?
It's not gonna. It's never gonna happen overnight. It's not like
I know, but
everything stops and then we just let them.
so
Like
what?
right now with the pandemic, they're killing all like in places that are infected. They're literally locking them in and pumping like carbon dioxide in there. So like, what's that about? It's not like all of a sudden things are gonna stop.
what-
and animals are just gonna.
So
be,
what's gonna happen?
It's a slow process.
We're just gonna wait until they kill off their last animal and be like, all right, that's it.
No.
Like,
No, it's supply. It's all supply and demand. I mean, people are gonna go out of business. I mean, that's already happening with dairy farms all over the country. There are
Do
so
you
many
really
going out of
want that
business.
to happen?
Why though? Right? That's what I'm like.
Absolutely.
Why?
That's
though?
why I'm like curious. Do you really want them to go? You really want
Absolutely.
people to like
That's families and shit. You really?
stop
Yeah,
eating
sure,
meat,
but
stop serving?
I
like,
care so much about the animals because they don't have. It's their life, and they don't have a way to get out of it. Whereas I care about people so much, but we're evolving. You can always find another job. You can.
That's fucked up. You really can't.
Sure you can.
That's
Sure you
true.
can.
This motherfucker might have found their dream job, all kind of shit. They might be an
I
excellent
can
dairy
guarantee you a
person.
dairy farmer that's not their dream job.
You never know. I don't know.
I feel
But
like I feel like
I'm not saying
I
if
feel
this
like
the person working in a factory.
I feel like
I'm talking
farming
about, like,
and
gym.
farming is almost like mining in like factories and stuff. That's like jobs that are like in the family for
Family,
like
yeah.
ages.
Family job.
Sure, but it's so outdated, and we don't need.
Who are
it
you to
anymore.
tell them that their shit is outdated? That's fucked up.
I don't care. Times are changing.
Your family lineage is outdated, player.
All right, okay, if I had,
it's-
all right, look.
To animals, and that's my main focus.
So if you had a solution, right? If you had if they was like come up with a plan for because I'm not going to stop eating meat, right? But
Sure.
if you could make a way for me to be healthy for me, what would be your solution?
Yeah, so they're doing that right now with lab-grown meat, which
Lab
up
grown.
front it sounds pretty gross, but when you think about it, there's not going to be any feces. Like the meat you're probably eating now has feces in it.
It's from the
Come on,
lab.
Cholesterol.
Seriously?
It's from the
Yeah.
lab.
Come on, man.
Do you know how disgusting the process is?
I do.
All right, but okay, what
I
if we
mean,
was
for
like, what if we was like, because I believe in the organic farms. If you could let them just run around and do their thing, and then capture
that's,
one.
That's the picture in people's heads, but that's not.
I mean, yeah, it could be that because we got a lot of land. It really could be that. And
But,
then,
think about running a business and how inefficient that would be.
But look,
to have to
but
send
this-
somebody out to go
It's
catch
not.
an animal.
It's not possible for all the people in this world to run.
we got a lot of
businesses like
hunters, right? We could put them to work. You know what I mean? They could go hunt, snag one, bow, we knock it down, woody woo, and we start serving it at a rate where it's acceptable for the American, I guess for the peoples. But I don't know. I'm just thinking of a solution. Rather, I'm not doing the lab meat. And I'm not just gonna stop eating meat. So is there something in between?
You say you're not doing the lab meat?
Chicken and fish.
No, for real, I want to answer this question. I mean, lab meat is the future of people who still want to eat meat. It's going to be more cost effective in the next 20 or so years.
That don't even
Scary.
sound good.
That
I'm
sounds
not going to
scary.
eat it, but
Fucking
for
lab
somebody
meat.
like you,
Y'all remember Cat
and
Williams?
it's going to be cheaper at some point. It's going to look exactly the same.
Because then I would have
It's still
been
the same.
converted to veganism by then, and I have a purpose then. I ain't paying for that shit.
That's weird, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing from the lab. That
That
doesn't
nigga
sound
say
right.
you're
It
gonna
doesn't sound good to
y'all
me
gonna be
either.
feeding y'all
But
kids
he
when they
asked the
started
question.
cloning meat.
You asked
That
the
doesn't even
question.
sound right,
And
bro.
that's crazy. What do you feel about clone meat? Ain't that crazy? Is that as bad?
That's essentially what it is. They're just.
That doesn't sound good.
But so if it's a
Well,
clone,
I
is
don't
that
think
is that
meat sounds
is that bad? Is that
Yeah,
No,
they
they're
kill
gonna
them.
be able to remove cholesterol from it. They're gonna be able to not have feces in it, and it's gonna be overall just a healthier version of meat.
there's no way
It's not
you're telling
real.
me you can produce healthier meat in a lab
Off of a clone.
No.
Look it up. Look it up.
That doesn't even sound
I don't.
right.
Nah, some shit I don't
Okay.
believe is given to me because look about this. When's the last time you heard something about COVID-19 on the news? We are so distracted and we're like given what we're supposed to believe and what we're supposed to
Of
feel.
course.
Shit, we finna take the astronauts off in about a week. You know what I'm talking about? I don't
Nah.
want to talk about that. Though.
Nah,
Alright,
you
fuck
niggas,
it.
you niggas, you think you, bro? You think the U.S. military is playing with us, bro?
You don't think they're going to the? They're doing it next week. Y'all see, bro? That's what I'm saying.
You
Y'all
talking about
be
SpaceX?
Yeah, I'm talking about all type of shit, man. Nobody give a man. Hey, look, man. Hey, shout out to what's up, boy name?
Who?
I don't know.
Oh, you talking about George Floyd?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shout out to George Floyd.
You said you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah,
out
I do,
to
but I
George
want to
Floyd.
finish. I want to finish with what you were saying. So there is
She
an
picking you off
alternative.
one by one. I like
It's
her.
not necessarily something that like is
I'm Mike
gonna.
Tyson in the room.
No, but what I really
Don't be
encourage for
Holyfield,
people who
please.
are like, I'm not gonna
Bite
stop
shit.
eating meat. Okay, cool. So what I'm asking is like, okay, go to the source of the food that you're eating. I think we should all kind of know where our food is coming from, regardless. So say you buy from, I don't know, Tyson. Go to Tyson and check out their facility and see what they're doing there. Go to Smithfield Farm, see what they're doing there. If you're still good with it, like, cool. But I think the issue that I have,
Would they let people do that?
sometimes they do. Vegan activists, no. But if you just want to check it out and you're genuinely curious, ask them.
You can have a tour.
Yeah.
I don't know if people just hand it out to them. Random.
No, they don't.
Especially if it's
You know why that is? They don't want people to
slaughterhouses.
see what they're doing there.
right. So I don't think they're gonna just give us a tour.
I mean, you
So
can't-
that in itself should be a red flag for people.
Not necessarily. I mean,
Not really.
there's
Yeah.
you can't just take a tour of my
Right,
business. You can't just walk come in and go,
shit. You know what the
bro,
fuck I got going
our
on.
manager be like, get the fuck out of here.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop you myself.
Because at 7-Eleven they doing dirty shit.
I'm gonna ask you if I see you on my floor at work, and you ain't got that vest on. I'm gonna stop you.
Right.
Man, okay,
No, but
I'm
there's
like,
a
what are you
difference
doing?
here because the animal ag has specific laws aimed, it's called the ag gag law, where you're not allowed to record in any kind of facility, factory farm facility, and the length of time that you're in prison is much longer than just a regular business. And there's a reason for that.
Because
if,
of the big,
because if
because
they-
of what I said.
because if people saw what was happening in these places, I don't think, like, I can't even fathom it. It's horrific stuff happening. And if people saw that, they would probably never want to eat it again. Like,
So
even,
would you protest against prisons too? You protest against prisons too?
in what way?
The same way you were protesting against like.
I don't really protest anything. I haven't been to a protest specifically.
Not like I'm not saying like literally march, but I'm saying like, are you like
An
against
activist.
prisons?
Are you an activist?
Like,
Are you an activist for people in general and babies as much as an activist for animals? And if you are not, why do you choose animals over people?
Yeah, so that's a good question.
Is that what you're?
Yeah.
So everyone has their thing. I mean, I'm so like anti-racism, anti-sexism, anti-homophobia, like as a person, just as a general like anti-treating people shitty and treating animals shitty and all like across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But I connect with animals so much, just like you might connect with African Americans. That's your thing. So like, animals is my thing. That's sort of the top for me.
So for me, you taking care of kids. Sorry, you taking care of animals and you looking or. So you helping take care of animals doesn't, I don't feel like make the world a better place though. Does it?
Of course it does.
How?
Because less less animals are dying, and that's really my only
What about
gripe.
people dying? You don't care about people dying?
Of course I do, but the thing is when you're on a plant-based diet, you're gonna be healthier.
Healthier and
Regardless.
die. Cheap.
No, but for real. For real.
I like that.
Man, I don't know shit. I don't know shit.
So basically, what he's saying is like on a regular day, like animals aren't like doing like for me to go outside and have to worry about dying because of the color of my skin.
Sure.
It's kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? And so like. For me, it's like, how do you care so much about like an animal
Yeah.
when, like, for me, I don't know. It's just like I always care for the like underdog, and I feel like for humanity to become better is for you and everybody here. It's like, why not try to make the next man, your neighbor's experience a little better? I don't know. Does that make
Well, I
any sense?
do. Me personally, I mean, I'm across the board like anti-cruelty and all of that stuff. So just because my fight is maybe not the same as your fight doesn't mean I also don't
I don't
give a ton
have
of shits about
I
everything
don't
going on.
I don't have a particular fight. I'm not like a activist for black people. There's I have a lot of different opinions than a lot of people of my of my peers. Like as far as like the looting and different things going on, I'm not. So I have different opinions and I have different feelings, and we're gonna all, if you don't mind, go around and kind of give our opinion on it. And for me, when I first see it, if I'm completely honest, it like makes me feel good. It makes my heart just like smile. It like makes me feel warm inside when I like turn on the TV and I see like shit burning the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit like makes me feel like, I don't know, like it's a feel of joy, like, yeah, motherfucker, you got me fucked up. Like, I don't know, like, and I know that's bad. And I know that's.
I don't think that's bad at all. I don't know if you saw the Facebook post I made. I think it was
probably.
yesterday or the day before, where people kept sharing this picture of Martin Luther King's peaceful walk and then comparing it to the Target looting.
Yeah.
And they were saying this is like this top one is, but that completely erases everything that happened in between.
For me, I feel like where we are now, is like they're like. So I'm drinking all that goddamn milk, nigga.
One thing about milk, did you know that 70 to 80% of African Americans are actually lactose intolerant?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with milk anymore.
But it's still on the food table, made by our government, and they know that shit.
That don't mean y'all.
I encourage you to look into Dr. Mills. He's an African American doctor who talks a lot about this. I really like him.
Dr. Mills, okay, all right.
He talks about racism and the food pyramid.
For me, when it comes to racism, I feel like I have. Wait, we're gonna stick on the topic real quick.
There's a lot going on here.
Right. As far as the rioting, I don't think it makes me feel good, honestly, because I feel like from where shit started to where we are now, there was like a lot of shit that has happened, and it's like the straw that has broke the camel's back. And it's like, I don't think the writing is going to make anything better. I'm not like as a potential like business owner and stuff, like that makes me scared to have a business, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A storefront. And it's like, I don't think that's bring Oh Boy back. But when I really like sit and like analyze it, it's just like, nigga, fuck that, bro. Like, fuck the bullshit. Like,
Is Zimmerman still alive?
Bro.
Like, Oh Boy said, I ain't gonna say his name, but he said y'all protested in front of his house. Why y'all didn't walk into his house?
There was like 60 cops out there.
Don't give a fuck about none of that. If you're ready to go to war, then let's game up and go to war. There's millions of hunters and everybody out there that's gamed up, gassed up in the wilderness right now, ready to do whatever, however, with the government. They don't give no fucks about the issues we talking about. They just ready to go to war with the government. So why the fuck? That's a whole nother topic. You feel me? I just had to get my 2 cents. Like, man.
How you feel about the writing though? What do you think? What do you think?
The shit just out of. Like I was just saying, like we could have just, you feel me? We could have easily just teamed up and made it
I feel like we need to be more, have more of a purpose.
like here in Portland, right? Let's
Yeah.
just take
Yeah.
Portland for example. Yeah, there was no purpose for it.
There was no purpose.
No purpose for it.
We just moving emotional. I said this on other podcasts.
It ain't even emotional. It's because you heard some shit. Oh, they rioted in '92. Oh, they rioted in '60. What? But nigga, let's go get some free shit. That's really what it is. It's not.
But for
about
me,
this
that's
shit.
like, it's not really a come up though, because all these niggas is going to jail. I swear to God, them niggas ain't getting away with that.
Yeah, they going to
shit.
But that's the thing. We worried about. All right, not to cut this shit off, right? We worried about veganism and like plant based instead of actual problem. That was really my whole point. Like, we believe in like that.
I think it is an actual problem. That's the difference.
I mean,
I think it's all a
I
problem.
mean, it's a problem, but it's like
All of
it's
it's
a
a problem.
choice type of thing. It's
It's
really
not
of
a
a
choice.
choice.
I don't
It's a
see it that way.
you
though.
could choose to either eat this or eat that. That's literally you could wake up
I
and
don't-
choose to
I
do
don't
that.
think
That's
it's
not
a
gonna
choice.
make the world a better place. I feel
Well,
like though.
I don't think there's a choice if there are victims, because then you're taking the lives of things that were once alive. That's where I don't think the personal choice thing. That's not a real argument for me. I don't give a shit if people want to watch fucking Julia Roberts or whatever, because that doesn't kill anybody.
It does. They brain cells.
Right. Okay. Like someone said to me the other day, they compared veganism to believing in God and then believing in God and then not going to church. Like church over here, not going to church over here. And how these two people still believe in God or whatever you believe in, whatever the church is. It's not the same comparison because no one is dying. Nothing is dying in this process. That's where I have a personal issue. And that's where most vegans have a personal issue with this personal choice argument.
Yeah. I don't know. I like I said before, I don't disagree with the whole lifestyle of veganism. What about animal testing? Do you wear leather shoes? Do you wear leather at all?
Yeah, so this is something I'm just now learning
Is that
about,
real?
if I'm being honest. Like, I still use the stuff that I've had, but I don't buy anything new. The same with like makeup, skincare.
I'm gonna go buy you a leather coat.
I fucking hope you don't.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be have a,
But this is
and
something
it's
that
gonna
I'm
have
like,
it's gonna have a mink on it.
I'm just now learning more about animal testing and
Just joking, sorry.
no, it's okay.
I was 6 to you.
All of it is just, we could just have such a much kinder world if we,
I
it's
think,
just like,
but why animals? Like,
overwhelming.
why do you care? Like, what can they, like, what is the benefit of it?
of not killing them.
Yeah, like, what?
Because they're sentient beings and they feel pain, they have friends, they have personalities. I care just as much about them as I do about a person.
But you don't, what, you have, I used to watch this show called When Animals Attack. Have you ever seen it? That's what did it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Give me an example of what happened, because I don't remember.
one time the dude was messing with a deer. Deer got on his hind legs
Yeah.
and beat the hell out of him.
Good,
Why is that good?
because he was fucking
He
with
was
the deer.
probably sport. It was a sport.
Yeah,
Remember, you just said
I don't
it was
think
a
killing
game.
anything should be a sport.
But you said it was cool. He was probably doing what you said was cool.
It sounds like he was fucking with the deer just
It
to
sounds,
fuck with the deer. I don't think
he
that's
had
cool.
on hunting gear and everything. I think
What was he doing?
getting his ass whipped from what I seen.
No, but what did he do to provoke it?
They just showed the clip of him getting his ass whipped.
Well, it's hard for me to like
It's hard for me too.
comment on it. I think that you can't go out and try to kill something and then bitch that it tried to kill you.
Correct.
So he deserved to get his ass whooped.
I don't know.
So
what
we
I-
should have shot the cop then.
I was just about to say that. I was like, I don't know if I should say that. Though.
I'm
I
not
was gonna
gonna-
say that. So how you feel about that then?
We
Like,
should have shot that nigga.
Me?
yeah. So what would you feel if old boy would like somebody would have smacked that nigga? Like,
So,
and we
Yeah,
all owe
I
a lot of
mean-
money, by the way.
do what?
I'm talking to
It's
Shit the ATM.
it's hard for me because like honestly, it's not something, it's something that I've been pretty ignorant to until recently. I'm always trying to better myself, of course, and I've always been
honest.
anti-racist. But
That's
I also
honest. You can't really
don't-
argue with that.
I haven't spent my time learning about the history of it until very recently. I always known that it was wrong, of course, what happened. It's very obvious, but I also know that shit happens that we don't see, and that's super insidious and disgusting and subtle. Things that I've probably done myself. And I consider myself like a super kind person. So that's shit that I'm like really trying to learn about. I don't want to give an answer about what should happen. Like, I don't think I should give an answer about whether we should shoot
I'll
this
give
cop or
mine.
not.
You should've
That's
got
like
shot.
not something that I want to like,
Headshot.
off the
Black
cuff.
off.
Like,
It's all good.
Sorry.
I think it's absolutely insane that this hasn't. I have so much to say about it.
It's,
Just watching the fucking video.
I didn't
so
watch it.
disturbing to me.
I couldn't watch
The
it.
look on this motherfucker's face. He did it so blatantly and so openly.
Did he really?
Yes, it was.
I mean,
fucking,
8 minutes. Come on, man. He had his.
And so, come to find out, he used to work with that dude at a nightclub together.
Also,
They-
he's doing
The cop
New
knew
George.
yeah, they used to work at a nightclub together. They worked on the opposite shift. They were security together.
probably on some change from back in the day. That's probably what really happened.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think. Like,
I don't know that. I don't know if that makes. I'm not justifying anything. I'm
this
not
shit
saying.
happens all the time. It's just because we don't see it doesn't mean that.
All I know is
This is just the first example that I think me as a white person have seen the look on this guy's face killing somebody and not giving zero shits that he was being filmed. There were people there watching. Like for me, I didn't grow up around people of color. And so that was like, of course we see videos all the time.
I've always been curious of that color thing.
Yeah.
They call us color, like we're people of color. But if you put your hand right here, I guarantee you're gonna turn a different color. So you're of color.
No,
actually.
listen, I appreciate
I hated that. Like just of color, just be like other race or some shit. That color
So
shit.
tell me, no, I really, that was my other question, is I wanna know what I can do. What are the things that I'm saying that are not helping this cause? Because I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm fucking ignorant to this. I don't know.
She don't know shit.
So, like,
You came to the
of
right
course I'm
podcast.
anti-racist and I see it's so obvious to me that this is a fucking problem. But I also know that just the way that white people grow up, the movies we watch, the cartoons, the darker the color, the more evil the person is. We just grow up.
So that's a real thing.
seeing
Like,
this.
okay.
And it's not like we like put two and two together. We're like, oh, okay, he's dark as fuck and he's also evil as fuck. But when you grow up seeing things as a white person, it seeps into your being, and so it takes a lot of work to unlearn things.
I work at so I have this the job I work at. I've had multiple people that told me that they literally were taught and grown like they were taught and they were taught to be racist from a very young age. Like their parents like taught them to not like people of color.
See, that's not my experience, but I also know that it's not a huge jump from just not talking about being racist to not talking about being anti-racist.
Yeah, it is.
Like my grandpa was super racist. My dad is still a little bit. And I like to think he says
you are.
No, but he says things. No, for real. I
So,
I get that.
So there's no.
But
there's
like
no
he'll
little
say
bit.
things that he doesn't even realize are a problem, and I have to stop him and say, "That's not. No, that's gross to say."
I actually so my twins, their mom's white, and her dad be saying like funny shit, and it's like they call him. Like he calls them his little African twins or some shit like that, Like
Yeah, that would bother me.
yeah, and I do, and then she just laughs like it's
That shit
cute,
would
some
bother
shit
me,
like that.
you know what I'm
And
saying?
it's like little slick shit like that. And for me, like I don't know, it just makes me feel
Yeah,
wrong.
so that's the stuff. Like I can't really understand it because it's not a life that I've lived. I just try to do the best that I can.
Disrespectful.
Huh?
I'm gonna ask something funny to say. I don't know what you look like, but I was.
But you know what's crazy is he's like half Mexican. His dad's like full Hispanic, like doesn't even speak English, and his mom's white. So it's kind of weird. He's like,
little Mexican.
and like it's weird, yeah. So
weird ass shit.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't know how he feels now in this day and age, but I remember like her telling me like saying some shit like that and like joking. I mean, I know he loves them, but it's like I don't know. He takes I don't know.
Is it love or is it like he accepts?
I don't know.
You know, because I got mixed kids too. And I went through. Well, I mean, I didn't go through it because I refused to go through the shit, but I foresee, you know, some bullshit coming, you know.
If I'm honest, as I've gotten older, I kind of like, I don't regret it, but it's like, it makes me kind of sad that I didn't think about that and the shit they could possibly go through.
Right.
Yeah.
Did he say that to them, like in front of them? Or
I think it's like their little joke. I think it's like
it's her grandparent. Yeah,
I think it's like a little joke they had. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but she said it to me, and I didn't like it personally. And it's like she knows that they get like they were living in Burns, and so like they had kind of like she had told me that she felt like they were treated different. Like they got separated from the class and this and that. And
like Burns Central, Oregon?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty white.
Yeah.
Area.
They were in school there. And I don't know, it's just, for me, I kind of, sometimes when I think about it, I was like, I regret that I didn't think about that. If that it didn't work out and I wasn't able to be there to like raise them all the time, what they might have to go through. And it's like, shit, like, damn. I mean, there's nothing to fucking do now, but I never thought about that shit before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something I definitely, I don't know if I would say regret, but if I could do it again, I probably would have made some different moves.
Yeah. I have a question for y'all though. With everything going on, like this is a genuine question. Like, what do you?
Say it as raw and
What do
as
you?
plain as possible.
Yeah, people want to.
So you don't like the phrase people of color?
I don't like to be.
Is that something just you, or is that like a broad?
It's just me personally. I don't like to be called African American.
It just makes you feel like it just makes it feel like
an other thing.
yeah, it's
So-
like
If we was in London, I wouldn't be called an African American. He would be a black man. So
Sure.
why couldn't I just be a black man?
So you prefer black?
I
Just
prefer
say black.
an American
Okay,
black.
that's
So-
good to know because I don't know.
So for
that
me-
stuff.
I feel like it's the content and what you mean by it.
Yeah.
So for me, if you're saying something like, you can say something, boy,
Oh.
and that's just like calling me a nigga or some shit like that, depending on the context of what you're saying and how you said it and blah 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 blah.
Okay.
You don't even have to call me a slur. So
See, I
like,
didn't even know that.
so like if you're saying something, and we're like in a heated discussion, and you say something colored, it's like something nigga is what we hear. We don't hear. Like, you might be saying color, but it's like, the only reason you're saying colored is because you can't say nigga.
Right.
Okay.
So,
I would never say colored or colored.
No,
I would say a
but I'm
person
saying
of
from like the
color.
perspective, I'm not saying that that's how all black people feel, but when I hear
Okay.
it, when people say stuff like that, it's like, I can't say nigga, so let me say this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like,
alternate words.
right, so like if you're talking to your friends or something, you'd be like that white guy or something like that. So most people, black people, like that black guy, but even some people are really sensitive to that, and they can be offended to that too.
Right, and that's where I have a hard time.
So it just depends. Honestly, it just depends. I don't know. I can't tell you what to say. I don't want you to go say something. And they be like, Brent said I could say it. Hell no, don't say it.
I personally want to know
Just
what
say
I
you
think
feel how you feel. Fuck all that.
Right. No, but what y'all don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like I'm not saying that. For me, it don't really matter what you say, it matters what you says, but it more matters what you mean by what you're saying.
Okay. Because we have to have words to describe what's happening right now. We can't just pretend like everyone is the same color, because that would completely, for me anyway,
This crazy,
erase
right?
like the whole.
But
I just jumped on my Twitter for no apparent reason because I had a message, right?
yeah.
It says racism isn't a touchy topic if you're not a racist fucking person. She blew
It's
that
not. What is it? Say that again.
Racism isn't a touchy topic if you're not a fucking racist person.
Yeah.
Like what? I
Okay.
said, it's random. I ain't make it up. I was like, I had to read it
Yeah.
out.
It depend. I think that depends on who the racism is toward, though. Like I can.
Like, why is it, for me,
I don't know.
That-
I think it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like who gives a
Is that-
fuck?
is that
Nigga, you ain't gonna do shit about it.
Yeah, it's like a.
Like for me, like I'm not saying I agree or keep being racist or teach your kids to be racist, but like what you feel and what you do don't play no parts in my life. Once how you feel starts to intimidate me or make me feel some type of way, that's when we got a problem. I'm not trying to control nobody or make nobody like me or think that I should be this or black people are original man or I don't give a fuck what you think. Facts are facts at the end of the day, and I'm not gonna sit here and argue with no ignorant person that's just not open-minded to even accept different things. You know what I mean? So I don't really care what you think, what you feel. If I feel you disrespected me, you can call me Brent wrong, nigga. If I feel you disrespected me, I'm gonna feel some type of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is it disrespectful to be like, you're a vegan? It's disrespectful, right?
But
I say that about myself all day long.
it's the way they say you're a vegan, though. Correct.
I feel
Yeah, if you
like
say I'm a
it's
fucking
black.
piece of shit vegan, then I'm gonna be like, hold up.
But what if they say that they're like, yeah, you're a piece of shit vegan? You know what I'm saying?
I might be a piece
Like,
of shit, but my
But in a
veganism
friendlier
isn't.
way, though. Wouldn't it be like intention and perception?
Yeah, I mean, I get that all the time.
It's just how they. It's
I'm
how
a-
it's.
I'm a
You know what I'm saying?
bully,
How it's presented too, right?
Yeah. Anything's derogatory.
I feel like she's
with
Fox
the wrong
News
intent.
sometimes. I know she hates that shit.
What?
Prime time.
Fox
Fucking hate Fox
Tip.
News.
Fox Tip.
No,
This shit was
my
going live last night. I
my
said,
boss
oh,
watches
God.
Fox News all day long, and I'm just.
That dude at work, he told me, I was asking him, because I was going to tell him to watch that movie Game Changer. I asked him if he had Netflix. He was like, oh no, I don't watch much TV. All I watch is the news. I was like, oh,
What?
that makes sense. Like, no, because he's like one of those people that believes everything that's on the news. Whatever the news tells you is going to
My mom
happen
is the
and
same
do.
way.
So like, it's like the shit he says. Like he's one of those people that like when the coronavirus hit, he prepared for like the end of the world to come. Like he got
Yeah,
like
a lot of
face.
people did.
Why?
I mean, this shit is serious, though.
People.
No, I'm not saying it's not though.
People are strange. I don't know. With all kinds of things. It's like,
There's some type of shit happening right
there's so much going on in the world right now.
now. During the coronavirus.
It's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot to handle.
It's like, fuck a virus.
They like fuck the virus.
Fuck
Like,
the
people
virus.
are reopening states and everything. Like, fuck
It
that
is
shit.
what it is. The
Wear your
president said
mask.
we can open the states back up.
Wear your
we
mask.
open this
Shit. Yeah.
So like one thing that movie said, if we go back to animals, it said something about like a lot of the farmland and the trees are taken down to produce feed for animals, and if we didn't need to feed the animals, we wouldn't be taking down as many trees.
Yeah. Animal agriculture is the #1 leading cause of deforestation and species extinction in the world. Because we're tearing down rainforests, the Amazon rainforest, for feedlots and for growing feed, vegetables for animals.
Yeah, I don't believe in none of that type of stuff. Tearing down like the rainforest and all that.
Yeah, well, most people don't. They just don't know that that's happening so that they can eat a
Yeah, I
steak.
didn't
Why-
even know
why-
the
why-
virus is happening.
I feel like there's a deeper reason for why they burned down the rainforest and Australia and all that shit.
Well, it's all just global warming, which is all, it's all the
Nah,
same. It's
fuck
all
outta
the
here.
same.
Yeah, I was about to say it can't
Nah, I don't
be that
believe that.
wide.
Nah.
It has to be like a.
Somebody set that shit on fire, bro.
Well, it doesn't. I'm not saying like global warming set it on fire.
Yo.
I'm just saying it made it worse.
Oh, okay.
The world is like 2 degrees hotter than it was like 5 years ago, and that makes a huge difference for like the coral reefs.
It's a lot more people though, right?
Yeah, there are.
Is that the
people,
role?
lots more people doing bad things.
Is that the whole idea behind pop? I don't know.
What you mean bad things?
I mean, eating animals.
Same shit was happening 5 years ago.
Yeah, but there's more people. There's more people that
There's
are
more
paying
people
for
like
products.
you too. There's more people like you at
There's
It's not proportionate.
a good amount of the world doesn't eat pork. A good amount of the world doesn't eat cows. They only eat chicken and they only eat fish.
Yeah, like if everybody ate chicken,
But
that'd be so much better for the environment.
I didn't say it's greasy. I say it's most chicken. Have you ever seen a truck driving down the road and they all got those
That's
chickens?
because they cooped up in there.
The motherfuckers is alive though.
Have you seen a real chicken run around?
But how often?
Yeah.
You know how expensive.
That motherfucker
You know how
right then,
you know how expensive those free range chickens are.
But if you had a solution for all these free range
We
chickens,
should talk about
they
that.
could just walk in, not just like these.
Walk in like nigga, take your number.
Nah, but just like they could walk. They could just walk in. You got different main sections of feeding grounds or whatever, so they not like in each other's space and stuff. And if you was gonna transport them like that, you don't gotta transport. You don't have to. That's motherfucking people higher up trying to save money and shit. Like you don't have to motherfucking pack them in like that. I don't believe in shit like that. But I'm gonna believe in eating this meat.
Yeah, see that's the difference. You've made
No,
the
hold on,
connection, but
pause.
you haven't like.
Whatever we was gonna say.
Nah, nigga, it's too late.
Yeah, I said
You supposed to say that like right after you waited too long.
I said it. Yeah, I said pause, right? I said that. No. Y'all try to get over me.
So you don't agree with it, but then you still buy it. So why is that?
I just don't agree the way it's like you were saying earlier, like packaged and stuff. Like
they're super packed
if they're gonna
together.
get slaughtered and stuff the way they get slaughtered at the spot, all right, now we can have a solution to fix that. That's what I'm saying. Is there so we can have a solution?
Oh, so basically saying, would it be better if it was more humane in how we killed them?
Yeah,
there gotta be
humane
another
and
way.
killing should not be in the same fucking sentence.
It has to be because
No.
Would you rather? Okay, so would you rather get shot in the
I
head,
agree with that.
or would you rather just?
Nah, bro. Like you shouldn't.
What
Death is death.
if the other animal what if another animal killed another animal? Is it okay if we kill it?
Well, if it's like this circle of life thing, then yeah, because they're not breeding them, they're not raising them in inhumane conditions that are like.
They're not breeding them just to kill them.
Right.
It kind of just happened as the circle of life, not as somebody being a fucked up individual, capturing them, treating them fucked up, putting them through a chopper, and then putting them in plastic.
I don't even think I don't even think the people that do that are like evil people. I just think that that's.
So I have a question for y'all though, real quick. Most African Americans, most of that I know, most of them I know grew up Christians and they like have Christian faith. All right, I got a question for y'all though. Shut up. Listen here. Here we go. Where is it? Do you feel it's a contradiction for Christians not to be vegan because the Bible says thou shalt not kill? It doesn't specify on what.
I thought it said thou shalt not murder for the kill.
Whatever. It's still. It didn't specify on what.
Murder. I thought it meant murder like one of another, like one of God's children. Because they were sacrificing animals and shit, so I think the animals is cool to get.
Sacrificing, killing it to eat it, isn't it different?
I don't know what they did after the sacrifice. I don't know. They never said what they did after the sacrifice.
I don't know.
I'm just assuming that they just didn't.
In the Bible, you hear about like loaves of bread and shit like that, and like venison, and you just shouldn't eat shellfish and all that other shit. But I just was asking because, to me, in the Bible, it does. That Dame Dasher actually said that on one of his things. It says the Bible says thou shalt not kill.
But not what.
It doesn't specify on what. So like, how is it that people are over here justifying eating meat when it had to get killed to get on your plate?
Yeah, and the Bible also had nothing to do with factory farming and the whole process of that either.
Right.
So like, if you're living off the land and you're killing one cow a year That's way different than the way that we typically eat meat in this country. There's a huge.
I don't know why people. I don't think
Difference
that ain't nothing new under the sun. I don't think-
What?
They was slaughtering cows and all this stuff way back then. That's how we got the traditions to do it. Everything is passed down as a formula. Everything is
Yeah,
passed
but it's
down.
it's on such a huge scale
That's
now.
because we control it now.
that I
We
think
control the whole world.
People
That's
don't
just-
really.
Humans literally control the whole world. Like we only control an area. Now we can literally call somebody across the whole world and or FaceTime the person, he can see me. Like we literally could. We could technology, everything we just been passed down. It's just we evolved, like you were saying earlier. We evolved. But I'm saying it's nothing new under the sun as far as them slaughtering cows and meat and getting
No,
meat and everything.
that's not what I'm
like
saying. I'm just saying that the way in which it happens and to the mass scale that it happens, that's not, I mean, this question was like about the Bible. That's not, at least my interpretation, that's not, that doesn't have anything to do with how they were referencing thou shalt not kill in the Bible.
Oh, it is.
Because it's such
It's like
a,
one of the commandments.
huh?
It's like one of the commandments, but it
Sure.
does not specify. I just looked at it again.
Yeah.
It don't-
says,
bro,
Thou shalt not kill.
It says thou shalt not kill.
And then
That's
go
all.
to the next commandment. Thou shalt not kill.
It doesn't specify on what it is.
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
does
say.
Them is commandments, y'all. I'm like, alright, man. Alright, yeah.
Alright. But you remember? But you remember?
But
Wait,
we're
let's
supposed to be
wait.
vegan though. We can. We got the reason why she said earlier why they say got argument for choice. You feel me? Choice.
But you
Because
remember
it's
back when we was talking about the Ten Commandments, and you guys were saying that anybody can get their own interpretation from the Bible.
Mhm.
We all sitting here saying it's different shit, but like we could all say we was Christians, but who's to say we go like if you're a Christian, you have a different view. I'm a Christian, I have a different view. You're a Christian, a different view. Who's to say which one of us is going to heaven at the end of the day?
me. I'm going ahead. Here y'all both.
Yeah, I gotta claim that too. He said claim that. I gotta claim that
Don't
too.
put me in that boat. We gotta get up out of here.
I'm not saying I'm not going. If there is I do not believe.
There is a place. Let me in.
I don't
The
necessarily.
promised
I
land.
know I say that.
I don't think people that eat meat are going to hell. I don't think that.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not.
I'm agnostic though, so.
I don't
I don't
see.
know.
I would be the same thing. I believe in a higher power. I just don't know what it
We
is.
can't. I don't think we can prove anything. So that's my stance on it.
I agree with that. I do not argue with that. I hate that I agree with these people today. If I'm all completely
Why do you
honest.
hate that?
I don't know, because we usually disagree. You know what? I remember one of the last times we met. I think it was in Vegas. I was like, bacon's the way of life or some shit like that, and I was like, you can.
Bacon,
Hey,
boy,
no,
boy.
no, for real though. Like I eat bacon. Bacon is the shit. It's not like I don't love bacon. I just choose to make a different kind of bacon.
She told me you
Like,
used to eat like a pack of bacon in college.
I fucking love
I was
BLTs.
about
That
to
shit
say,
is
so
my
what type
jam.
of bacon can you use? Because it's not, you can't use
Not
turkey bacon,
anymore.
right?
No,
So
no
you
turkey bacon. So I make tempeh bacon. Have you ever tried tempeh?
What is it?
Never heard of it.
It's like a soybean product. It's a little bit less processed than like tofu. You can see the whole soybeans, but I just cut that up. You marinate it in like soy sauce, liquid smoke, a little bit of maple syrup, and then you can fry it or whatever, and it tastes like. It's not gonna. Nothing's ever gonna be exactly like bacon, but it still gives you the same effect. I still feel comfort when I eat it. For me, it's not worth it for me to kill the
There's just
animal
no
for my
grease
bacon.
running down your lips or nothing. There ain't no.
For me, the idea of eating pork does not. It just doesn't even sound good anymore.
You know you
Right,
want
that's how I
bacon.
feel about
Nah,
it.
because
I do, man.
Kiara brought in those ribs yesterday.
Them was different. If we got to getting ribs right now and sauce and everything
If
up.
I didn't got that right, I fucked that
See
shit
now,
up.
okay. Now if you got to do it, now you want to eat some pork?
No. Hell no.
Oh, so you ain't gonna eat it? You ain't gonna eat your own food?
No, I'm not gonna
You
eat
can't
no.
trust your food,
I'm
then.
never gonna eat pork or beef or red meat ever again. And I'm actually even
So
thinking
you-
about like
you
going
done, you done.
vegetarian. I'm completely done with red meat and pork.
I gave you some beef jerky yesterday.
Nigga,
Sabotage.
you lying, bro. You ain't never gave me no beef jerky. I eat turkey jerky though.
You had it.
I I do. I'm serious.
That's
No, but what you're doing though is really commendable. Like honestly, like I know I like preach a lot about go vegan, go vegan, go vegan, but like small steps are also super important. Most people can't do what I did or don't want to do what I did and just like see something and just never eat any of it ever again.
I think that shit'll be too hard.
It can be. It depends on your personality. You might be more of a gradual person. I'm like a black or white
It's
person.
either it is or it ain't.
Yeah.
I feel it. I
So-
fuck with it. All right. So I want to wrap it up, and I want to appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you for teaching us about veganism.
Do you? Do you really?
I do.
I do.
I actually do.
I learned.
I actually like
quiet
it.
for a little bit because I didn't know. I was like, damn, is this facts? This is all real?
I gained
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't really know.
That's the whole idea of this podcast. I wish I could have had, no disrespect, I wish I could have had a sister or a brother come on and teach us about veganism, but I don't know any. So what I did is I want to elevate our conversation as a culture, so we ain't gotta talk about the same stupid shit all the goddamn time. Talk about who got shot, or who's the best rapper, Jay-Z or Nas, or who's the best basketball player. They ain't doing shit to elevate
Shout out
us
LeBron.
as
Shout out
individuals.
LeBron.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he's right.
So it's like I got everybody likes growing weed. So my first one was about growing weed and weed and different things. The one I got set up with you is about veganism because everybody needs to learn how to eat better. I was even thinking about opening up like a more healthier soul food cart instead of like using like black eyed peas and different stuff and rice. It'd be like
You been cooking that?
quinoa and stuff like that. Huh?
You been cooking that?
Cook.
Like, you just been cooking?
I cook quinoa. I don't eat I only eat brown rice. I only eat quinoa. I try not to eat. I mean, if I go to Teriyaki place, I eat white rice and stuff. But I don't cook that shit. No, I only cook quinoa and brown rice.
Brown rice take longer to make and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's like twice the time.
I tried to
It's
make
got more
that.
fiber though.
I tried to make that shit in my rice
It
mixer
was all
like regular. I was like, what the fuck? did I do?
yeah. It ends up hard. So you gotta cook it and like leave it in there for a long. Like don't open it.
That's how I know. I was like, they trial and error.
Yeah.
I fucked
But-
with it.
I mean, it makes me feel better. Maybe you wanted to promote your podcast. You want to tell us about your podcast and what it's about?
Yeah, so I have a podcast called All the Reasons, and it's about all the reasons why I'm vegan and the positives, the negatives, everything to do with veganism, lifestyle, healthy eating, and all that kind of stuff.
You should get some people on that
That's
like
nice,
have
that's
actually did the switch from like
Yeah.
from your Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you can even like just record your conversation and
I want to talk to you at some point when you're vegan.
it's
Nah.
never happening.
You probably never thought that you cut out all pork and
You're right. I never.
so like you can't.
I'm not
never
saying
say
it.
never.
I'm never gonna say never, but I don't see it happening. You know, eating meat, it just feels weird. It's just like even when I
Can
used
I
to,
get that on record? What? Eating meat feels weird.
sometimes it's just like weird, just eating through all this like flesh.
Yeah,
Like-
that's how I feel now
Like
too.
like when I used to eat steak, me and my wife used to eat steak all the time, and it just was like I used to love how I made steak, and sometimes it just like,
I love it.
Jesus Christ, like
Fire.
I would take it out, like.
Yeah.
Like if I get a chicken sandwich that's too thick, it's like too much meat. Like
Yeah.
my sandwiches, it can't be too much. It can't be too thick. Like
Just cut it. It's all just cut it.
I don't know. I'm weird, bro. Like I don't know. I'm not saying I'd never be vegan, but it probably won't.
You don't have to be full vegan is the thing, but I think we can probably all agree, like the more plant-based whole foods we eat, the less meat we eat, probably the healthier we are in general. Even if you don't want to be,
I've never had plant-based food.
I'm sure you have. You never had broccoli?
Oh,
You ever have rice?
Yeah. Well, I put sugar and butter on my rice and cheese on my broccoli. So
Okay.
I doctor it up.
Even if you still put the cheese, just try some plant-based butter.
Oh, I eat broccoli.
Yeah. And small changes. It doesn't have to be anything like groundbreaking. It's gonna like
What
shake your whole life.
What about your Instagram? You want to give them your Instagram?
Yeah, my Instagram is fit.vegan.lifestyle.
And you got what is your little business thing you got on there?
It's not much of a business. I would say. But I talk about the same things that I talk about on my podcast, veganism.
But as far as your coaching thing?
I don't really do that so much anymore.
Oh.
Off and on, but it's not like I spend most of my time like doing vegan activism stuff now.
Okay.
So you an activist for veganism?
Yeah.
That's what's
I'd
up.
say so.
That's what's up.
Alright. I appreciate y'all for coming out and kicking it with us for this vegan episode. Tiffany, I appreciate you for coming.
Appreciate you.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at IDK podcast. And also click the link in the bio that has our link tree on it. And on there we have the direct links to our YouTube channel, our Anchor, our Spotify, Apple, and also we have our collab that we have. We got a collab with FNX Fit. It's a fitness brand. They have creatine. They got T-shirts. They got different workouts and different things like that. And then we have a promo code you can use, IDK Shit Fit, and that'll get you 15% off your order.
Nice.
That is also in the link. It's at the very bottom. It says FNX Fit. So, yeah. Appreciate you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
It's your boy, Mr. HandCrafted.
Breeze, swift like the wind.
You know it. No cap shorty. Foreign, or should I say foreign? Known as no cap. Fuck it.
We'll see y'all next time.